Alright guys, so we are back for another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and in today's video we're going to be checking out the LR Gods, because of course, 8th year anniversary approaching, these guys are almost about to be a year old, and I think considering that, they're still really good. You know, if you're new to the game, or even if you've been playing for a bit actually, they're going to be insanely useful to your box, just because their teams are amazing, their leader skill is amazing, they link well with so many other really top tier units. And just overall, they're going to be really great, right? Because they got some dodge built into their kit when you transform. The transformation is extremely easy to get, right? I think it's just like turn 4. So there's just so much to them to where even a year later, or almost a year later, they're still very useful. And same goes with the Super Saiyan 4s. We will do a showcase on them tomorrow, by the way. They're just not as good because their teams are a little bit worse right now. But we'll talk about that a little later into the video. So before we get into it, if you find yourself enjoying the video at any point, feel free to like and subscribe. Also, keep in mind there are timestamps in the video, so if you want to skip around to any part, then absolutely feel free to do that. And yeah, let's get right into it. So on this opening rotation right here, we are going to have 4 out of 7 lengths, and we do also have a lot of support. So definitely good opening rotation. We're at 239k defense, so definitely not a crazy start to turn defensive stat, right? You know, 239k defense isn't that high. But we do have guaranteed guard for this first turn right here. So just that alone is really useful because it makes it to where, you know, you bring them in Super Battle Road, you bring them anywhere, really, and then the guaranteed guard for the first turn is definitely going to get you very far. So we are going to get a 20 key super right here, which is pretty important, but we'll go over that in a minute. So yeah, 239k defense, we got guard, and we do also get 20% attack and defense on both our 12 and 18 key super. So then, of course, our defense will go a lot higher after we super. But we're stacking, right? So the our 12 and 18 key, we've raised attack and defense infinitely, which is definitely very good because then obviously, you know, your defense is going to get a lot higher throughout the fight. But just keep in mind the guard is only technically for that first turn. So we're a little over 7 million right there. And then we got the additional for almost 5 million. Now that additional right there was built into our kit. So they do get a guaranteed additional super when key is 20 or more. And then if key is 24, they get attacks effective against all types. So obviously, you're going to want to prioritize getting 24 key with them, which is actually going to be pretty easy because they do get an additional 1 key per key sphere obtained, which is definitely pretty good, right? Because, again, they get all those buffs depending on how much key you get. So, of course, them giving themselves extra key per key sphere obtained, definitely very useful. So right here, we're at 226k defense. Not the craziest, but again, you know, we're stacking defense. We do have the guard for this turn right here. So considering everything, definitely very impressive. We did lose a little bit of defensive support, though. Keep that in mind. We still have some from the Piccolo, but just keep in mind we lost some support compared to the last turn. But this is a very good rotation for him still because he does link up very well with the Tech God Goku. And then, of course, the Tech God Goku is like an insane defensive unit as long as you're facing a Pure Sans or a Movie Bosses category enemy, which is fairly common, actually. So definitely a very good rotation right here. And the Tech God Goku is Rainbow Orb changing. And these guys do get a 7% crit chance per Rainbow Key Sphere obtained. So, of course, between the crits and then, you know, the additionals, the super effective against all types, their damage is looking really good, even before they transform. So, with the first super right there, it was a little over 7 million. Again, you know, we got super effective against all types. We have the guaranteed additional right here. And we do have crit chance because we did get some Rainbow Key Spheres. So, hopefully we can crit right here. And yeah, that's why this rotation right here is just crazy, because you're getting most of your links active. The God Goku is insane for slot 1, and these guys are even pretty good for slot 1. So it's just, again, a very good rotation between, you know, the key spheres and just everything. Okay, so yeah, I did bring God Goku. I guess a little too late now to play his intro animation, but yeah, again, dude, their teams are insane. They lead Movie Heroes and Power Beyond Super Saiyan, so their leader skill is very good. You know, Movie Heroes is arguably the best category in the game right now. And Power Beyond Super Saiyan, I wouldn't say is the best category in the game or really near that mark, but it's definitely up there. It's a very good category because, of course, you know, anything above Super Saiyan is on it. So, yeah, what I'll do is, yeah, I'll put the Vegeta in slot 1. This should work because then the physical key spheres are going to... Okay, never mind. Okay, well, that didn't work exactly how I wanted, but it's okay. Because this is realistic, right? You're not always going to be able to get 20 or 24 keys. Sometimes you just get unlucky, right? But right here, we are going to get a 17 key super. We're still stacking even on our 12 key. So it makes it to where right here, still, you know, we're stacking, right? So our defense isn't going to get higher. Okay, I was scared that was going to do a little bit more damage, but I guess we had type advantage. So still 5.31. Yeah, I mean, pretty good. So we don't have the additionals or the super effective against all types, but we could get some crit chance, I guess, if you get a couple rainbow key spheres with them. But if you're not getting 18 key, I'm assuming, you know, obviously you don't get that many rainbow key spheres. So I believe right here we can pop the active skill, which yeah, we can. But what's our defense at? All right, 287k. So not necessarily the highest. I mean, we're only on turn 4, so we've only gotten like a couple supers off. And they don't have their guard right here. But then it kind of works out, right? Because then, you know, they lose the guard, but then, you know, after a turn or two, you get the active skill, and then they become insane, right? So I guess what we can do is we can use the active skill right here on this guy, and then the other gods we can let continuously stack up throughout the fight, so we can see one LR god stacking up, and they're pre-transformed, and then the other one just immediately transformed, right? So let me make sure I have these skip off, which I think I do. Yeah, I do. Okay, so let's go ahead and play this. Okay, so now just insanity, right? Actually, you know what? We can do the active skill right here. I might do this now just to like get it out of the way, just get it in the video so I don't got to worry about doing it later. So yeah, we're going to pop this. I'm going to briefly go over what it does. So it is very easy to get. I know the condition for it is like extremely easy, which is good because not only is this guy's transformation easy to get, but the active skill when you transform is good. So it just makes it very easy to utilize a lot of the things in his kit. So the condition is that it can be activated when HP is 50% or less when facing only one enemy, or when an enemy's HP is 50% or less. So of course that is very useful because getting an enemy below 50% HP, I mean, if you're winning in the event, you're going to do that. So obviously that is very good. And then the effect is that it causes ultimate damage to enemy, and then all attacks become a crit. So not only is the active skill going to crit, but then all of your attacks during the turn are going to crit. So it's really crazy. We'll see, well, actually, we're not going to see the damage because he's just going to kill, right? I mean, this does an insane amount of damage. But seeing the animations on this active skill, dude, I can't wait for us to get a standalone LR Blue Gogeta. But with all that said, finally, let's just go ahead and pop this. Yeah, so 8.46 with a guaranteed crit, definitely very good. You know, they do also stack, as we've mentioned, in their God's form. So, of course, with all those stacks, it's going to make it to where the active skill does hit very, very hard. So, yeah, we're going to have the transformation right here, but we're not going to pop that. What's their defense at? 417k defense, so definitely pretty good. I mean, I guess without the active skill, it is a little rough because then, you know, we don't have guard now or anything. So if you're not using the active skill, like I said, you're missing on a lot of, I guess, good tanking abilities, because then when they do transform, it just becomes insane. You know, their super attack effects become great, but we'll talk about that when we actually see them on the next turn. Because then right here, their defense is still good, but they're still dying in a lot of these difficult events just because they lost their guard. You know, there's no dodge in the God's form. You only get the dodge when you transform into the blues. So it's, you know, it's a little tricky with them right here. But of course, if you stack up enough, they can look good in their pre-transform state. You just kind of have to stack with them a lot. And they do have built-in additionals. You know, you can get the hidden potential system additional to where you stack even quicker. Their damage can still look really good. So I don't want to say they're, you know, bad or anything. But you do kind of want to prioritize transforming relatively soon, right? And we're going to go over why right here. Because, dude, again, they're insane. But all right, right here we're at 268k defense. So that's not necessarily the craziest start-to-turn defensive stat, but you do have to consider we do get 50% attack and defense on our 12-key super, and then on our 18-key, we get 100% attack and defense. So, you know, the difference before and after we super is going to be very important. And then, of course, you know, it's very easy to get a 24-key super. We are going to... Okay, never mind. We're not going to get that right here. But then if I put God Goku in slot 1, these physical key spheres should drop, and then we should be fine. Yeah, 24-key. All right. So with the 24-key from that, we're going to get 100% attack and defense on our 18 key super. And then also they have additionals built in. So then of course, you get even more defense from that. And then you can get the hidden potential system additional, and then their defense and damage. It starts to look really crazy, right? So they start off with 170% attack and defense. Definitely very good, or it's 177%, excuse me. So definitely very high. It makes it to where, obviously, their damage and defense is going to look really good. They do also get 2 key per key sphere obtained, so getting an 18 key is going to be very easy with them. And we're here at a 9.6 million attack stat. Yeah, that's pretty crazy because we do have a guaranteed additional right here, which we didn't get because we did so much damage. But yeah, that's very good because we still get 7% crit chance, and then we also now get a 7% chance to dodge per rainbow key sphere obtained. So then they still got the crits built in. They get attacks effective against all types when key is 16 or more. They get the additional super attack, and then a medium chance to crit when key is 20 or more. And then they just have a base of a medium chance to dodge. So it just gets crazy, right? Because they basically have like everything built into their kit, right? But right here, we're at 431k defense with the non-transformed gods. Definitely decent, right? Because we continuously stack. We get the 20% attack and defense on every super attack. They still have the built-in additionals. So, throughout the fight, their defense can look pretty impressive. But I guess we can just go ahead and cut to the Red Zone Broly fight. What I'll do is I'll stack up with the gods a little bit more, and then I'll transform with them. So then, of course, their stats are going to look a lot better. Because I think start of turn, the blue Goku and Vegeta were at like, almost 300k. But if you stack up a bit, start of turn, they can be like over 400k defense. So we'll go ahead and cut to that and then see how good they're looking there. Alright, so we're here fighting Red Zone Broly. And as you can see, we can transform with them right here. Now we did stack up a bit with them, so we're at 500k defense. I mean, definitely pretty good, right? And then after we transform, I'm assuming this is going to go up to well above 500k. Actually, went down a little. Okay. Interesting. Well, still, almost 500k defense. That is very good for a start of turn defensive stat because we get the 100% defense on super. So then from that, we're going to be just barely below a million defense. And then we also get the 50% from any additionals, which we have one guaranteed additional built in. And then we could get the triple super if we get lucky in the hidden potential system additional. And then also we've got the 30% chance to dodge. And then we get even more dodge chance with rainbow key spheres. Now, I guess technically we can't dodge right here, but just keep in mind, if we weren't fighting Red Zone Broly, we would be able to dodge. Now, we do also nullify an attack on our 18 key super. That's very, very useful. That basically means just one of the enemy's attacks, or the next attack, after you do the 18 key super that you receive from the enemy, is just gone completely, right? So definitely very useful. Now, yeah, we're taking double digits from Broly easily, right? I mean, I don't really think, anybody doubted that. Doing over 10 million right there. So, yeah, I mean, the damage is very crazy. Just everything about him very crazy. And then after we super, I'm pretty sure we survive a super attack from Broly, like without question. I think we might take like 200k just because, we don't have the dodge right here, and that kind of shields their defense from like super attacks. But also they've got the attack nullification, so then even if you do get supered, you have the chance of nullifying it, or I guess attack breaking it, so then you just don't take the attack. It's just, there's so much with them to where their value is crazy. You can utilize them in so many ways, and all of those ways are very good. You could keep them in slot 3 and just keep them, just obviously floating them. But then your 18 key is nullifying an attack. So then if you're only receiving like one attack, you're technically not taking any damage with them. And then, if you get a lot of rainbow key spheres, you can dodge with them. It's just, there's so many different things in their kit to where they're insane. Because they quite literally almost have everything built into their kit. Same thing with the Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, who obviously is their counterpart, who we will check out in tomorrow's video. Because he's got damage reduction instead of dodge, and then he's got a super attack counter. So, I mean, they don't actually have everything, but there's very few things they're missing in their kit, which obviously makes them insane, right? I mean, look at AGL UI Goku. He has crits, additionals, and dodge built into his kit, and that still makes him an insane unit even today. And he's almost 3 years old, right? So, overall, very impressive in the Red Zone Broly test. I mean, of course, he's pretty crazy. We didn't take a super, which I guess kind of sucks, but we would survive it, so I don't really think we need to hop back in to check it out because obviously he would survive it, right? So with all that shown, I guess we can just go ahead and cut to the unit breakdown. Alright, so here we have Infinite Power God Warriors, Super Saiyan God Goku, and Super Saiyan God Vegeta. So starting off with our leader skill, it is Power Beyond Super Saiyan or Movie Heroes category Ki plus 3, HP attack and defense plus 170%, and then the additional 30% to stats goes to Kamehameha. Already went over it, very good 200% leader skill. Or very good 2 categories in the leader skill, and then the 200% is also very good. So good leader skill overall. 12 key, stacks attack and defense, causes colossal damage. 18 key, exact same thing, just causes mega colossal damage. His passive is that he activates the entrance animation at start of turn. He guards all attacks within the same turn at start of turn, so basically just for that first turn, he gets the guard. He gets attack and defense plus 77%, and then 1 key per type key sphere obtained for 7 turns from start of turn. And then he gets attack and defense plus 120%. He gets an additional 1 key per type key sphere obtained. He gets a chance to crit plus 7% per rainbow key sphere obtained. And then he launches the additional super attack when key is 20. And then he gets attacks effective against all types when key is 24. So obviously, very good passive. We already talked about it. He's got so much stuff built into his kit, even before he transforms. And then, you know, between the stacking and just everything, definitely going to be looking really crazy. So then the condition to transform is that it can be activated from the 4th turn from start of battle. An amazing condition, right? Because then, you know, you have the guard for the first turn, and then you've got that one turn where they might take some damage, but it's still really early on into the fight, so they probably won't get hit that hard. And then you can transform with them on the turn following that. So it just works out very good. Their design is like chef's kiss, just perfect, right? You could tell they put a lot of thought into it, and they weren't, you know, smoking something like they were when they designed Super 17. So their links are Kamehameha, Super Saiyan, Warrior Gods, Godly Power, Prepared for Battle, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. Their categories are Power Beyond Super Saiyan, Movie Heroes, Realm of Gods, Pure Saiyan, Join Forces, Fusion, Transformation Boost, Kamehameha, Final Trump Card, Time Limit, Mastered Evolution, Fuse Fighters, Bond of Parent and Child, and Superheroes. A very, very good category list right here. All these teams are insane, and it's partially because they're on it, right? They're a really good unit on pretty much every one of these categories. And of course, more categories, the better. And then when you do transform with them, their super attack effects do change. 50% attack and defense on 12 key, 100% attack and defense on 18 key. And then of course you do have the attack nullification. And then their passive is that they get attack and defense plus 177%. They get an additional 2 key per type key sphere obtained. Don't underestimate this. An additional 2 key instead of 1 key per type key sphere obtained is very, very good. You're getting an 18 key with them basically every turn. Even if you don't get lucky with your key spheres, still, you're probably gonna get an 18 key super, right? And then they get a chance to crit and chance to dodge plus 7% per rainbow key sphere obtained. Not that big of a deal because, again, one of their best linking partners, which I think should be on here, yeah, is the Tech God Goku, and of course he is a rainbow orb changer, so it just works out very well, right? And then this guy does also get attacks effective against all types when key is 16 or more, and then he gets the guaranteed additional super attack, and then medium chance of doing a crit when key is 20 or more, and then just for free, he has the medium chance to dodge. So definitely very good. All the dodge built into his kit, and then all the additionals makes it to where, you know, after you super, you're going to be over 1 million defense, and then you're going to have like at least the 30% chance to dodge, if not probably a little bit more with this right here. So definitely very useful. And then, because that wasn't enough, you have the active skill, which does ultimate damage to enemy, and then all attacks become a crit. So then your damage from the active skill is going to be good, not only because you're stacking in the pre-transform state, but because this is a guaranteed crit. But then also all your attacks during the turn are going to crit, so then your damage is just going to be good. It's just, dude, there's so much. Now that I'm going over their kit again, I'm realizing, like, they really have so much built into their kit. It's just really crazy. And then the condition is that it can be activated when HP is 50% or less when facing only one enemy, or when the enemy's HP is 50% or less, so very good condition. Their links stay the same, and then obviously we already went over their categories. So yeah, overall, very good unit. Let me know what you guys are thinking of them down in the comments. And yeah, that has been the video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.